Keep it 100. And before you get on social media, TV, YouTube, talking about what you think you know, maybe reach out to the people that you're about to talk about and ask maybe if it's true or not. Because it can land you in trouble when you speak of people that's not true.
Martell Holt never stays silent, and this time he is going after Kimmi Scott. She never expected it. It looked like things were finally getting better on Love and Marriage, Huntsville, but Martell started trouble again with another big shock. Martell is making accusations that have left Kimmi shocked and fans wondering what to believe. Everyone knows that Martell has a habit of avoiding blame, but this time, it feels different. It is not just about shifting responsibility, it is personal. He is claiming that Kimmi is playing both sides, stirring up drama behind the scenes, and not being loyal. But let us be honest, Kimmi has always been one of the most level-headed people on the show. She is the one who tries to keep peace, stay neutral, and avoid unnecessary conflict. So why is Martell suddenly turning on her? Looking at Martell's history, this is not the first time he has tried to paint someone as the villain when things do not go his way. First it was Melody, then it was his former friends. Now it is Kimmi. He seems to be running out of people to blame. Fans are starting to question if this is just another attempt to shift focus away from his own mistakes. Meanwhile, Kimmi is standing firm, refusing to let his words define her. But one thing is clear, Martell is not letting this go anytime soon, and the drama is far from over.
I just hate that this narrative is going around and, bloggers picking things up and, certain people trying to destroy me. But it's not going to happen, though. I'm not going to allow it to happen.
Martell Holt and drama always go together, so nobody is surprised when he gets into another messy situation. His time on Love and Marriage, Huntsville has been full of scandals, starting with the public breakup of his marriage to Melody Sherry. But instead of admitting his mistakes, Martell has created a name for himself in a very different way. Martell always finds a way to blame someone else. Whether it is saying Melody is the bad one, arguing with the Scott family, or now going after Kimmi, he does the same thing every time. When things do not go his way, he puts the blame on others. In business, relationships, and even co-parenting, Martell always has a reason why things go wrong, and he never says it is his fault. Over the years, he has argued with Maurice and Marceau Scott, calling them out for not standing by him or for hiding their own problems. Martell has had problems with close friends, accused his co-stars of turning against him, and started drama and arguments that had nothing to do with him. Fans have called him out many times for avoiding blame, especially when he is in trouble. And just when it looks like he might finally take responsibility, he turns the attention to Kimmi instead. Kimmi is a nurse and a real estate professional who has worked hard to manage her career and personal life. She has always tried to stay away from the drama that comes with reality TV, but now it looks like she is being pulled into it. Kimmi is connected to the Scott family through her marriage to Maurice Scott, and that has kept her involved even when she did not want to be. Whether it is because of family ties or the comeback group, she always ends up in the middle of the drama. With all the drama and problems between the Holts and the Scotts, Kimmi has been stuck in the middle more times than she would like. She has had her own disagreements with Martell before, but this time, it is different. Kimmi has always tried to stay neutral, especially when it comes to the drama between Martell and Melody. But now, that same neutrality is exactly what people are questioning. Martell is now saying that Kimmi is not truly neutral. He claims she acts like she is fair, but is secretly choosing sides behind the scenes. According to him, Kimmi is not as fair as she wants people to believe.
But what I'm saying, nobody knows what I did when I left, and nobody knows what he did when he left. It's speculation.
Martell Holt is not just saying that Kimmi Scott is taking sides. He is making her look like someone who secretly starts drama while acting like a peacemaker. He claims she has been adding fuel to the fire behind the scenes. Martell says Kimmi has been playing both sides, carefully guiding conversations to make him look like the bad one every time. He believes that while she seems neutral in public, she is actually stirring up drama behind the scenes and making him look like the problem. His frustration comes from times when Kimmi acted like she was defending him, but later said things that went against that support. Martell claims she is trying to stay on good terms with both sides, showing sympathy when they talk in private, but then saying something different when others are around. Martell says that when the cameras are on, Kimmi stands with the Scott family and Melody. He also says that she never calls out others the way she does with him, making it look like he is always the bad one. Since Martell has a habit of blaming others, it is hard to know if what he is saying is true. But this is not the first time he has said someone turned against him. Fans have seen this before. When his marriage was falling apart, he blamed Melody's friends for getting in the way. Martell's friendships with Marceau and Maurice started falling apart when he accused them of being fake for not taking his side. He expected their full support, but when they refused to blindly defend him, he turned against them. Now, he has shifted his focus to Kimmi, making it clear that he does not trust her either. He claims that she is playing both sides, pretending to be neutral, while secretly working against him. But is there any truth to what he is saying? Or is this just another way for him to avoid blame? Kimmi Scott is not someone who enjoys going back and forth in drama. She has always been known as the calm and reasonable one in the group. However, when Martell started bringing her name into the conversation, she knew she could not stay silent. She decided to address the situation directly. In an interview with Carlos King, Kimmi set the record straight and responded to Martell's claims. She made it clear that she has never played both sides, and if Martell feels like she has not supported him, it is only because she refuses to defend bad behavior. Instead of fueling the drama, Kimmi is standing firm in her truth. Kimmi did not hold back. She made it clear that she has never played both sides. She just refuses to defend bad behavior. She explained that she has always tried to be fair, but Martell's actions have made it impossible for her to support him. Kimmi pointed out that it is not anything she has said that put Martell in this situation. It is his own unpredictable behavior. She said Martell has a habit of acting out and then blaming everyone else for what happens next. She also spoke about being called a peacekeeper, making it clear that she is not choosing sides. She is just being honest. Kimmi made it clear that her calm and neutral approach is not an act. It is simply who she is. She does not believe in creating conflict when it is not needed. During the interview, she also said that she does not owe anyone blind loyalty. While she understands why Martell is frustrated, she refuses to ignore the truth just to make him feel better. She has supported him when he was right, but she will not change the facts to protect his image. However, Martell is not letting this go, and his accusations are starting to take a toll. Saying it was tough would not be enough. It was difficult to watch, and many people felt bad for Kimmi. It was hard to watch, and honestly, I felt the same way. When Martell was asked about the possibility of what if, he took a very long time to answer. Too long. In fact, he never really gave a clear answer at all, which only made things worse. What stood out the most was when he and Marceau were questioned about staying around someone they knew was involved in something wrong. The argument was that if you know what is happening and still choose to stay, then you are part of it in some way. Some believe that once you stay, you are making a choice to be involved. But others disagree, saying that just because you are there does not mean you are responsible. You are not the one cheating. I have been around Martell and her, but I did not see how they interacted. So, I cannot say I saw the whole "she makes me feel this way" situation. In that moment, I told Martell, "Bro, this is not right. This is not what you should be doing." But moving forward, I am not going to leave a party just because someone else is cheating. No, I am not. The tension between Martell and Kimmi is not just a personal problem anymore. It is shaking up the entire Love and Marriage Huntsville cast. Martell is not backing down from his accusations, and Kimmi is standing her ground. The tension between them is getting stronger, and the divide is becoming more clear. Naturally, the rest of the cast is starting to notice. The cast is beginning to take sides. Marceau and Letitia Scott are keeping their distance from the drama, which is not surprising. They have had their own problems with Martell in the past, but they know it is better to stay out of his latest feud. Marceau, in particular, has always been careful about where he stands when cast members have conflicts. Now, it looks like Marceau is staying silent instead of choosing a side. He has always been careful about where he stands when cast members clash, and this time is no different. He knows how quickly things can spiral out of control, so instead of getting involved, he is keeping his distance. Letitia, on the other hand, has had her own issues with Kimmi in the past. Because of this, it is hard to tell if she truly believes Martell's accusations or if she is just staying quiet to avoid unnecessary drama. She has not publicly defended Kimmi, but she also has not openly sided with Martell. Then there is Melody Holt, Martell's ex-wife and longtime rival. If there is one thing Melody has made clear, it is that she wants nothing to do with Martell's mess. She has seen firsthand how he twists situations to make himself look like the victim, and she is not falling for it. Over the years, she has watched him shift blame, avoid accountability, and turn against the very people who once supported him. Because of this, she has completely checked out. While she and Kimmi may not always agree on everything, Melody is not feeding into Martell's accusations. Fans have noticed that her interactions with Kimmi have been strictly professional. She is not rushing to defend her, but she is also not adding fuel to Martell's claims. As the tension grows, it is clear that the cast is slowly taking sides. At this point, Melody has completely stepped back. Even though she and Kimmi do not always agree, she has no interest in supporting any story that makes Martell look innocent. Fans have also noticed that Melody is keeping her interactions with Kimmi strictly professional. She is not rushing to defend her, but she is also not adding to Martell's accusations. This growing tension is making things harder for Kimmi. She has always been the one to keep the peace among the cast, but now everything is changing. Kimmi is starting to see that staying neutral is no longer possible. With Martell blaming her, Marceau and Letitia keeping their distance, and Melody refusing to get involved, she is left wondering who she can really trust. If there is one thing Martell Holt has always done, it is burning bridges. And now, he is running out of people to blame for his problems. First, it was Melody. He ruined his marriage, refused to take responsibility, and then spent years trying to make her look like the villain for moving on. Then it was his friendships with Marceau and Maurice. At first, they stood by him, but as time went on, they realized that Martell's drama never seemed to stop. Every disagreement turned into a bigger issue, and instead of owning up to his mistakes, he always found a way to blame others. Eventually, they started pulling away, refusing to get caught up in the constant chaos. Martell did not take it well. Instead of reflecting on his actions, he accused them of being fake friends for not taking his side. Now, it is Kimmi, one of the few people who ever tried to keep the peace with him. Unlike others, Kimmi always tried to be fair, staying neutral, and avoiding unnecessary drama. But that is not enough for Martell. Since she is not blindly defending him, he now sees her as an enemy. He claims she is playing both sides and stirring up trouble, but fans are not convinced. Martell's behavior does not surprise longtime viewers of Love and Marriage, Huntsville, but this situation with Kimmi is different. This only proves what many fans have believed for years. Martell is not capable of taking real responsibility. Every time he faces backlash, he finds someone else to blame. Whether it was his ex-wife, his former friends, or now Kimmi, the pattern is always the same. Instead of facing the truth, he spins the story to make himself look like the victim. But at this point, fewer and fewer people are falling for it. Martell always finds a way to blame someone else, changing the story to make himself look like the victim. But this time, people are not believing him. Social media is full of fans calling him out for avoiding responsibility again. Many say Kimmi has always been one of the most fair and reasonable people on the show, so the idea that she is secretly working against him does not make sense. Others believe Martell is attacking Kimmi only because he has no one else left to blame. One person even commented that Martell is the last person who should be accusing anyone. The last person who should be calling someone out for being two-faced is Martell. He has been switching sides since season 1, a fan pointed out. Another added, Kimmi is the most level-headed person on this show. Martell just cannot handle anyone telling him the truth. These comments reflect what many viewers have been thinking for a long time. Martell has a habit of pointing fingers at others while refusing to acknowledge his own mistakes. In the end, this might not even be about Kimmi. The real issue is that Martell does not know how to keep good relationships. Whether it is his ex-wife, his old friends, or now Kimmi, the pattern is always the same. He makes himself the victim, refuses to take responsibility, and finds someone else to blame. Instead of working on himself or learning from past mistakes, he continues to push people away. At first, it was Melody, his ex-wife. He destroyed his marriage, refused to own up to his actions, and then tried to make her look like the bad guy when she moved on. Then, it was Marceau and Maurice who slowly distanced themselves after realizing Martell thrived on drama. Now, it is Kimmi, one of the few people who ever tried to keep the peace. Martell is running out of people to blame, and fans are beginning to see through his tactics. Instead of making Kimmi look bad, he is only proving that he struggles to maintain healthy relationships, fallout, and ultimately pushes people away. So is this really about Kimmi, or is Martell once again sabotaging himself?
You've always been heralded as the honest,
Correct.
Henrietta. So I want to make sure that, you are able to answer these questions that a lot of people want to know.
Answer everyone you got.
Okay, perfect.
Give me some more.
Despite all the drama Martell has caused, Kimmi is not letting his words bring her down. She is staying calm and refusing to let his claims change how people see her. Over the years, she has built a strong reputation for being honest and handling situations with grace. Kimmi has always been one of the calmest and most reasonable voices on love and marriage, Huntsville, and she is not letting Martell's accusations change that. Instead of getting caught up in arguments, she is choosing to focus on what really matters: her job, her marriage, and keeping her peace. Martell, however, seems more focused on blaming others instead of taking responsibility. Martell is only making things worse for himself. His habit of making reckless accusations and speaking out in public is pushing him further away from the rest of the cast. He may believe he is revealing something about Kimmi, but in reality, he is only making himself more alone. Martell is only proving once again that he has a hard time taking responsibility for his actions. Fans who once felt sorry for him are now speaking out, tired of him blaming others instead of facing the truth. Even the people who used to support him are starting to step away. But if there is one thing everyone knows about Martell, it is that he will not let this go without a fight. One thing is clear: this drama is not ending anytime soon, and with Martell, nobody can predict what will happen next.